Hyalexics. Okay, 5.5 months, hypotonia. So as you should know, hypotonia is a symptom, not a diagnosis. The symptom of low tone. Okay, I think there's a little bit more going on there, and as you suspect, but at the same time too, I don't want him to slip through the cracks. The colicky thing, the choke swallow, and so forth, and the torticollis, and plagiocephaly, I would definitely be looking at, first of all, make sure you're in with a gastro, and you're in for the ear, nose, and throat. Keep an eye on the spasms. One thing about the EEG is, and I don't understand a video EEG basically being hooked up. I'm a big advocate of at least a 24-hour EEG because the brain cycles. The brain goes into REM and all sorts of it cycles out, producing your cortisols, and so you just don't know when you're catching it. To do an hour EEG and everything being normal, well, yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing with the EEG. If they don't catch it happening during that time, then it that is not there. I'd also be looking a little bit more strongly at genetics. I don't like the way that what you refer to the spasms and jerking. I would be looking at the glycemic levels. Like, and things like, I don't think it's NHK, but there's just that I call it like a sloshiness. This is sort of what's going on with Aaron's daughter right now. She's not diagnosed yet, but she has these, it almost looks like a tremor, but it's not. And I really feel it when I touch the system. That being said, we have to be on the diagnosis thing, but we also have to be on the movement thing. And the movement thing is what's happening, especially Hyalexis. I started this, but you can rewatch it once now that it's there. So the first thing is that so I just covered the medical stuff, and I really think that you should be on top of that, but it's going to take some time. Oh, by the way, what I didn't say too, listen, boo-hoo it. Call the office manager. If you need to get into genetics or you need to I'm recommending ear, nose, and throat and gastro if you have or haven't been there. But I call the office manager. You know what I mean? My baby's not progressing, whatever. I'm sorry. Just lay in thick. You need to get in because that's a problem with these specialists. They're busy. And, even if you say, oh, I think we should get in. If you're thinking about any of them, go. Make the appointment. Right? Facebook is great for those things, but on the first one, I've learned from my son, man, you think it's rare. I get rare in here every day. I have a child in that just left, and she's one of 11 people in the world in this, you know what I mean? It just happens. I'm not trying to be Debbie Downer. I'm trying to be proactive. When you're going to a doctor at this level, you're there to protect your child, and they're there. So the extreme colic, the swallow stuff, stuff like that. So now working with them, so we have to stabilize, but medically, but we also need movement because we need development. We can't lose development. Now, something that I teach all the time, when a baby hurts them or it's difficult to them, it's the same language. They will not do it. Okay, if I wake up with the bad back, right, I still have to take care of my family. I have to come here. I have to do lives. It doesn't matter. You guys wouldn't know if I was hurting or not, which I'm not, by the way, but I was a year and a half ago. I had a really bad issue. So it doesn't matter. You're here. You're an adult. Power through it. No pain, no gain kind of thing. Babies, they're a lot smarter than we are. If they go, it's not that they won't roll over. Again, you saw the tummy time videos. Not that he hates them. It's hard on his system, and he just doesn't want to do it. He's much more too intelligent for that. So to go through that, I really like my swallow course to get that. His breath swallow regulation is just not happening the way it should. Yes, he's getting volume, but it's not comfortable. And you're getting that. And so again, if I go to do something, and that's where, again, the shakiness could be coming from, is that something's going on. And that's why with the torticollis and stuff that you're mentioning, ear, nose, and throat, what you would check is laryngomalacia to make sure that the valve is working properly. You can do an in-office scope and look at that. You also too, I want you to do a breathing course. I know there's nothing wrong with his breathing. With the colic and so forth, to me suggests a very tight rib cage, and we've got to open that up. The burps do this. They shouldn't do this. There's a big difference, and that'll refine your touch. And then I would really get into, but with those two courses, honestly, breathing is free, but with that, I would really get into our Worry Parent Starter Kit and start going. I'd like a better foundation on tummy time before you're working on rolling over, but now we've got months on us, and he's getting frustrated and the head's starting to go. With plagiocephaly, please also consider an ophthalmologist, because when the head shape is off, it could affect the eye orbits, and if you're working with any of that. But I also have the head and the vision course to work on this. I'm not here to overwhelm you, but I'm here to help you get proactive, because everybody's working on his medical, which I get, but we need to get working on his development, and that's where I would be after for that. By all means, like, post up and let me know what's going on, and we can go from there as well. But I want you to get a good 2 weeks into you with those courses and go from there. Thanks.